so much further you can bang the motor into the lift. You may want to go a little bit further. People have to come through this position to get out. And what I find is useful is to raise the boat up so that the level of the dock and the level of this step are the same. People can then step from the dock to the step and then into the boat. A couple other things to talk about. On the key is the combination for the lock. There's a lock that has to be attached around here, and it's written in pen on the float for the key. Also, I forgot to mention that inside the boat, where the speedometer would be, there's a GPS unit that's used to that I use to determine the depth and also the speed at which the boat is running. Typically for water skiing, that's about 18 miles an hour. You cannot exceed 35 miles an hour on this lake. So it's important to start that up. Normally, after you turn it on, there's a power button and a check, and you turn it on, and then you have to wait for about 40 seconds before the GPS will actually be able to measure speed. If you don't see a speed indicator when you select one of the screens, that means it hasn't had enough time. You have to back out and go back in, and you'll have a speed indicator. Another thing that's of interest here is the water temperature. The lower one tells you the temperature, and the upper one is the temperature inside the sensor here, which is always hot. Right now it's saying 75.5 degrees, and it's middle of June. So in the morning it said about 3 or 4 degrees less than that. Okay, that's about it. Good luck. Oh, a couple other things. You can't go faster than 10 miles an hour or with a wake earlier than 10 o'clock in the morning, and you have to cease speed operation. You have to go to no wake speeds again at 7:30 at night. So from 10 to 7:30 you can go up to 35 miles an hour. Also, there's no motor boating on Sunday too. Life preservers are under the bench. You need to have 8 in there. Also, if you get stopped, typically the police warden wants to see the road registration. It's in the glove compartment, and he also will likely ask for a fire extinguisher. And the fire extinguisher is under the dash. It's a job to get underneath there and get it out, but that's where it is, and he'll want to see it. If you don't have that, he'll be upset. So those are the major points. Good luck boating.